Hello, folks. Welcome to episode number 33 of Armchair Keepers of Arcane Secrets. I'm host number one, Matt Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, by host number two,
Bob Geis.
and I do all the open up talk stuff. I do all the intro.
He does a great job. I can't compete.
You,
I mean, he's a pro. He's a pro.
folks, we got a lot of exciting shit going on. It's so exciting, I can't even wait to the 6 minute mark to start cursing. I'm cursing immediately out of the gate.
We're not even a minute in.
You don't understand. Bob and I are both in a few days going to be at PAX Unplugged in wonderful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
That's
the
right.
city of brotherly love.
And at the booth, we are going to execute the tush push, right? For all you Eagles fans out there. We'll get thrown out. It won't last long, but we're going to do it.
We are going to be this Friday. It's a Thursday show, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Bob and I are going to be joined by our colleagues, Rick Meintz and Jeremiah Evans, and we're going to be in the Cassian booth having fun and selling books and talking about all sorts of exciting things.
Yeah, I love it. I love talking to players about Call of Cthulhu. Please come up and talk to me. I get lonely. I don't have to talk to Matt the entire time. That'd be weird.
Although, as you suspect, folks, we could talk the entire time.
Very possibly. Very possibly.
I just watched a semi-spoiler-free episode of Us with my wife, and she grimaced the whole time, thinking, "Who is this man that I married?"
That's a test of the relationship. That's a test of the relationship, right?
And of course, a lot of people that are, a lot of my friends know Casey, and they know I'm teasing. Okay, enough with the blathering.
There's a lot of blathering.
Both of us have played Shanghai.
Yes.
Last week you had it. Was it your second or third helping of Shanghai?
I can't remember. Second or third helping of Shanghai for sure. That's an absolutely correct statement. I think it might have been the third.
It's my third. It was our yeah, because we are neck to neck.
Neck and neck, yes.
It
was a great session. It was a great session. And I want to do my recap. I got to tell you guys, I've been super busy at the day job, and so I've not been able to prep quite as much as I'd like. But that being said, it still was a really fun session. It was a really fun session. And, Matt, I told you I was going to execute the plan, right? And, the plan went really well. So again, they were visiting.
Take us through it. Take us through it. We've got a few minutes here.
Right? So they were walking up, to the warehouse to meet with Ho Fong, the real adversary in this chapter, right? The adversary. And so again, they get stonewalled though, because they go in, they meet with his secretary. She says he's a very busy man, can't see you right now, but he can see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Be there, sharp. So that's what happens. And so they leave, and as I talked about, they spot the tail. They wander around Shanghai for a little bit, but they spot the tail.
Yes.
And there we go. We use the chase rules. The chase rules.
We need like action noises or something here, or manga lines. Those speed lines flying out from behind our heads.
I know our colleagues, Mike and Paul, would be so happy. So they did the chase, and how we talk about sometimes the plans falling apart. This plan went really well, right? They chased.
It's a solid plan.
They chased their tail. They chased him to the to Ho Fong's warehouse, and there coming out of the place is Sir Aubrey Pinhue.
And they recognize him immediately. Yes,
absolutely. And so I showed them the picture. And they, we know that guy.
Did jaws drop?
Yes. So it was fantastic. But again, and they did the thing that I had hoped, which was that moment of confusion about, isn't he dead? Didn't they die? And then the fact that he's not dead, he's clearly not dead, really, piqued their interest. And so, and then so they infiltrated Ho Fong's manor, which, worked out really well. But again, you don't really have to infiltrate that place, right? You can knock on the door and be served tea because he's a very good host. And so that's exactly what happened. They get taken into a little sitting room.
Is Ho Fang there?
No, he's not. He's busy. He has meetings and things,
So the staff feed.
The staff kind of brought him in. And again, there's they're like a D6 plus 3 cultists are going to be on site. So I rolled like 5 or something like that. And so they were, and I just placed them all in random places, including the tail that they chased in there, right? He was in there too. And so they go in there and they play it cool for like 10 seconds, what players do. And then they begin, creepy crawling, as you like to say.
Creepy crawling should be a
And
skill. Creepy crawling.
exactly, exactly. And so they did a great job ish, right? They began exploring, right? And so the party all split up. They all went their separate ways, all doing
Yeah.
different things, right? And so, two important things happened, right? One is that one of the players stumbled into a room wherein they spotted the tail, right? And
So it was just the two of them.
yeah, yeah. It was the tail and another guy. So there was another cultist and the tail and my player. And my player had been like running this kind of this scam with the tail, acting as if he knew him and was like, "Hey, there you are. I've been looking for you." And so that kind of like confused the cultist a little bit and allowed him to get out of that scene and escape back into the regular group. At the same time, another player snuck around and found Sir Aubrey's room. Now you remember I changed Carl Stanford's room to
Yep.
Sir Aubrey's room,
Yep.
and inside Sir Aubrey's room they find that the wardrobe, right, with the gate box.
The magic box. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
open it up and it has mythos symbols in it, these eldritch symbols carved into the back of it, right? And so
Oh, you said Mentos, like the candy.
it does. There's no Mentos. The campaign is really just completely bereft of Mentos. We should talk about that. But in
In
any
another episode. Go.
they
Continue.
they look. The player looks in there and they see all these symbols. And this is the same player who read Al Azif, right? So that player
Mm.
has a lot of Cthulhu mythos, right?
Mm.
So they made the roll, got close, and then I let them spend luck on Cthulhu mythos. I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
would. Why wouldn't you? Why
I don't
wouldn't
know.
you?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the rule you can, maybe you can't. I let them do it, right? And this is also the player that's playing Yulicha, right? And I don't know if I mentioned this, but when you read it as if you take a huge sanity hit, right? You take a huge sanity hit, and so this player
Maybe.
well, no, when you read it, you take the sanity hit, and this player took like an 18-point sanity loss, so it went a
Yikes.
little bit sideways. And that player now believes that they are the reincarnation of Nitocris, right? The Egyptian mummy, right?
Oh, you mentioned
So
that. Oh, you mentioned
and
that.
so this player carves into the front of the sarcophagus the symbol, the sigil of Nitocris. However, you have to remember this player is crazy, so they don't know. They could have drawn a picture of a duck on there, right?
Sure.
They don't know what's on there. So again, but in their head, that's what they did. It's going to be great. It'll come back later. But at the same point, the player is like all of a sudden terrified of the whole situation, right? They don't want to go in to the gate and see where it leads, right? So they quickly
Right.
they skedaddle. They go immediately back and convince the rest of the party, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. We're in way over ahead. This place is terribly dangerous. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. And so it worked. It worked. They all just hightail it out of there, right? And so they go back to Stumbling Tiger, the bar, where they frequent. They go back there, and with the intent of talking to.
So wait. So they never go into the pavilion.
No, they don't. They do not go into that room.
Okay.
It's up there in the corner, right? And they stop shy of they went because the room where they had tea was like on the other side of the pool, of like where the pool is. I should put a map up here and show it. And so it's on that side. And they kind of explored around it, but they didn't get way up to that top corner, which is too bad because I really described it. I wanted them to. I described them having a very ornate gate as if there's something was up there, but they panicked and left. Okay. Back at the Stumbling Tiger. Okay, so they're back at the Stumbling Tiger.
Having drinks or having Mai Tais.
They are. And what they want to do is they want to get guns. They want to get guns. And so in my game, there's the drunken Japanese spy, right? Who's not really drunk, but he's
Isoge or something.
yes, yes. I combined him with the leader of the firm action, right? That the
The
revolutionaries, right?
Burmers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
okay. It's the
combined them
same
into one.
dude.
Huh? Yeah. So basically, I didn't really combine them. I just replaced the Japanese guy with I think it's Chu Min or something. I can't remember his name, but that guy, that dude, right? So he's there at the bar pretending to be drunk, but he's actually just kind of like he's essentially a plant for Jack Brady, right? Because they had
Sure.
been talking about Jack Brady, and so this guy's there, and and they start talking to him, because McChum, who is the bartender, hinted that this guy could get them guns, right? And so they talked to him. He said, "Yeah, I can get you guns. I can get you guns. You have to follow me, though. Follow me." And so what happens is they follow this guy, and they realize that they're being tailed. Right? The players are being tailed
Again.
again, right? And so what I do is I set this up so there's two tails. There's two tails that are following them, right? And so the players realize this. They make their extreme spot hiddens versus the hide of the others. And they go through and they split up, right? They split up and split their tails. And so one player goes and both tails follow him, right? It's like, what's happening? Then what they realize is that one of the tails is tailing the tail, right? And so all of a sudden, as they're walking up, the tail comes up behind the other tail and kills him. And then, I can't. I think he left or ran off. But then oh no, he didn't. He showed them. He showed them the guy. He pulled up the guy's shirt and showed them underneath his
Oh, the
arm
armpit tattoo. I forgot about the
armpit
armpit
tattoo,
tattoo.
right? The armpit tattoo.
Pit
And
tattoo.
then he escorts them to the noodle shop where they're going to get the guns. They get the guns, okay? And so they get to the noodle shop, which again, I have no idea why they went there. I described it as some sort of rundown, abandoned place, like down a dark alley where you would never want to go, but
Yeah, of course. Well, let's go there.
and they go there, they go inside, they see him, their contact, the guy from the bar sitting at this table, and they go up there and they hear behind them the sound of a Thompson machine gun being racked. And
Oh
they turn
dear.
around and it's Jack Brady with the machine gun.
Is that where you ended it?
And that's where I ended it, right?
Well, that's good. I like that.
It was a fun session. It was a fun
Had you
session.
had that set up, or did it just kind of formulate as you were going along? That second part.
That's the second part came to me. It came to me because I wanted them to, I I figured again, plan A was they would infiltrate the mansion, they would find the girl in the box, they would rescue her, she would tell them how to meet Jack Brady.
Yeah.
So this was the other part of the plan, right? So again, that's how my session ended up, right? So they're still and they're still planning, I believe, on going and seeing Ho Fong, or at least that was their plan. But now they're going to get the speech from Jack Brady and who
10-minute audio speech.
yeah, that's that great speech from HBLS. We'll see how that goes. This is going to be a hard session for me to plan because again, they're going to hear that and they're going to who knows where they're going to go.
Right, but at this point in the scenario, though, because now this is going to be your fourth helping. At
Yep.
this point, I think you've probably got enough underlying knowledge of the chapter that you could go wherever you need
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah. And I have taken this. I really feel that I've taken this in a way different direction than you have on this, right? So I mean,
Because I purposefully, for example, the Arthur Penhew thing is really good, Bob.
oh, thank you.
It's really good, and I was going to use it, and then I thought I can't use it because Bob used it. I can't
All right.
use it.
Well,
The point of the podcast is not to follow each other, it's to explore different ways. Explore. That's what I just said.
explore with an ES. It's how we do
Explore.
things.
So, that's where you ended. All right.
Now it's you.
Now Bob here through the art of editing is going to show you some of the pages from one of my day books. As I sit there in the morning and I drink coffee, I flip through these different pages and I kind of make little drawings and I try to figure out how I'm going to present the chapter, including options to my players. Because that's what we're doing, right? Is It's like
Yeah.
we're presenting this to them and we're giving them choices. And as you remember from episode 33, I had this. No, this is episode 33. From episode 32, I had this idea about kidnapping one of my players.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that I have to be careful about doing that and removing player agency
That's
from
right.
that player. So I took that to heart and I messaged my friend Meredith and I said, I have this idea because your character is alone
Hmm.
to do something with that character that seems dangerous at first, but really isn't. But I want your permission to do it. And I'm willing to tell you what my plan is, or come like a halfway point, or just do it if you trust me. And she said, I trust you. I'm having great fun. Let's go with your idea.
Okay.
Okay. So this idea all kind of came to me the morning before. I thought, all right, I'm going to kidnap this character and then what? Right.
Mhm.
And then this character is going to be in Madam Lynn's house. Why? So reading a little bit here and there, Madam Lynn, it's a mistake. And Madam Lynn is actually planning a tea party with Madam Koo. Madam Koo is a real person that existed at the time and is the wife of Wellington Koo, a politician who becomes the leader of the new Republic of China.
Wow. All right.
Okay, so here's what happens. So we sit down and they do their recap, and then they do their player recap. And then I say, okay, let's have the investigators figure out what you're going to do. And you're in your hotel where all of you have rooms except the investigator Jeannie. And as you're discussing what you're doing, you notice that there's no Jeannie. Jeannie doesn't show up like she has every day. So they go to her apartment and the place is in shambles.
Oh my goodness.
The bedding's gone. There's blood on the floor. There's a hatchet with the symbol of a swallow. And one of the players says, is this symbol familiar? I said, well, yeah, it's the symbol that was on the front door of Madam Lynn's house. So they trump over to Madam Lynn's house. Stomp, 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 right? While they're there, and then I rewind the dial to the player that's been kidnapped. I explain that she was wrapped up in her bedclothes, kidnapped, taken to Madam Lynn's. Madam Lynn apologizes profusely, dresses her in a new Mandarin dress, which is all the rage, right, of the time, and explains that she's about to have dinner with a very important woman, Madam Koo, and if the investigator Jeannie would join them for breakfast tea. And Jeannie says, well, of course, yes. So Madam Koo has shown up. She's a politician. She's a state politician, and she's got a security detail. So the security detail is out front of Madam Lynn's house, right? So when the investigators show up to like confront Madam Lynn, because they know they see these other dudes that are in black Western coats, black shirt and tie, right? And these guys, as they come up forcefully, these guys pull guns and they're all shouting in Chinese, stay away, like don't come any closer. And one of the players, not understanding that the guys in black were not Madam Lynn's staff, takes this hatchet as evidence and throws it at one of them. So they shoot him. So then there's this.
Oh my gosh! So they throw a hatchet. Yeah,
So I've got this sudden conflagration. Meanwhile, the rest of the investigators have split up. They're trying to creepy crawl Madam Lynn's place and trying to go around.
Oh my!
There's all this like confusion and gunfire and running around. The Jeannie inside here's a big spoiler. Madam Lynn has 2 pet gorillas.
That's right.
Now they're only supposed to show up in a pulp game, but screw that noise. If there's a chance to put gorillas in a scenario, my advice is put gorillas in the scenario.
You can't go half gorilla, right? You have to have the full gorilla effect.
That'd be the whole gorilla.
You can't tease that. You can't
So
do that to
the
us.
investigator Jeannie hears some noises, doesn't know they're gorillas, but there's some big animals grunting in the other room. All right, so there's all this conflagration, there's this mayhem, but then it's all settled down. It's all settled down. Madam Lynn comes out, squares everything away. They all go inside. Madam Lynn apologizes. Madam Koo takes off.
Yeah.
And then, now that Madam Lynn has them there, Madam Lynn asks them some questions. Why were you watching my house yesterday? Why did you go to these other doctors' places yesterday?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you looking for this? So they have, it's good. They have
Yeah.
this conversation back and forth. And then this character that was kidnapped, Jeannie, is a botanist.
Oh, okay.
So I think, well, Madam Lin is interested in Ho Fang's garden of
Oh,
plant
yeah.
poisons.
Sure, sure.
So Madam Lin says, well, perhaps you could help me out since you're familiar with plants.
Oh,
Why don't I will I want Jack Brady because he ripped off one of my books, right? He
yeah,
horked
yeah.
my crystalline books of whatever it is.
Right, right, right.
Um, but I will help you, like, untangle this whole thing if you will go over to Ho Fang's and steal some of his poisonous plants for me.
Nice, nice.
And Madam Lin says, and I to make sure that Ho Fang isn't there, I know that he's having an appointment tomorrow at the same time today, a lunchtime appointment with Mr. Chang. And I know Mr. Chang isn't going to be able to make it because, and then she opens up a closet that's in the sitting room, and there's Mr. Chang tied up with a ball and gag or whatever.
Oh
He's
my
like,
gosh. Nice. Well, yeah, that would complicate the appointment.
so Madam Lin suggests that the players split up and half of them go to Ho Fang's warehouse
Hmm.
and the other half creepy crawl Ho Fang's mansion.
Sure.
And they jump at that. They jump at the plan.
Hmm. Hmm.
They love it. They split up, and four of them go over to break into Ho Fang's house, and they sneak around the wall. And none of them have any kind of athletic skills. And when they knock on the door and say, "Hey, can we come in and look at the garden?" the staff says, "No dice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ho Fang's not here," and they close the door.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So they help. One of them is athletic. They hoist him into the garden.
Okay.
He's looking around. And he has no idea what plants to get.
Oh my gosh. Not the buttons, right?
He's not the botanist. So the other botanist says, "Well, I drew pictures," and I said, "Okay, well, let's make a drawing roll to say I did all of these rolls." Blah 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 blah. He has no idea what he's doing, but I emphasize the pavilion. There's the
Oh,
pavilion. You can see a Buddha sitting in there. You can also tell that the Buddha's not sitting all the way against the back like it ought to be. Like there's false rooms in the pavilion.
oh, nice.
Yeah, the guy's not going anywhere near it. He's going nowhere near it.
We both had the same problem.
Yeah, chicken shit investigators.
Yes.
Okay, so he's much more interested in getting some poisonous plants.
Okay.
So he makes some kind of like an identification roll or some kind of a roll to see if he can get a poison plant, and he fails it. And he said, "Can I push it?" I go, "Of course you can push it." He says, "What's the failure?" And I said, "Well, if you push it, you will find one of the poisonous plants. If you fail the push roll, you will find it because you've jammed your hand into it and you've poisoned yourself." So he loved that idea.
I don't know if I would tell them what the penalty was.
He fails the roll. He poisons himself.
Nice. Great.
So he doesn't lose that many hit points, but now he's blind.
Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, at Ho Fang's place, they show up for a lunchtime meeting with Ho Fang. So I've got Ho Fang and 12 of his goons, his cultists, and they're all, shirtless,
Oh wow.
eating. They've got this huge table full of food, and they're all eating, and they're all huge and corpulent. They're all just
Yeah.
stuffing squid into their mouth.
Sure, sure, sure.
And I forgot about the damn tattoo, the armpit tattoos. It
Yeah.
would have been so good to throw that in. I'll get it
Yeah.
next time. So
Or
these
maybe they're
three
like,
show-
whether they show it, like, well, it's there.
yeah. So, but I forgot. Anyways, remember in my scenario, Jack Brady's in the glass box.
That's right. That's right.
So I've got the one guy who's outside the pavilion where Jack Brady is, too afraid to go in. The other three that are having lunch with Ho Fang say, "Well, we're looking for Jack Brady, yo. You know where he is?"
Wow.
And Ho Fang gets all gnarly and he says, "Oh, I'm not looking for Jack Brady anymore."
I love it.
So the three of them hightail it out of there. Now,
Okay.
one of them is backstory is a pilot.
Okay.
So and this is a guy. He's a good friend. He's a pretty popular author as come to find out, and you can listen to some of his shit on Audible. Bob Prohl. But anyways, he often just like sits in the background, but he's never missed a session.
Okay.
So his character is the crop duster.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm trying to give him a something to shine. So I have a flying boat fly in from Gray Dragon Island to Ho Fang's
Oh,
riverside.
sure. Right. Lands right there on the river, right?
Right there on the river. So screw the Dark Mistress. I
Okay.
wish I'd thought of this sooner. I would have cut the Dark Mistress.
You can't. It's fine.
It's fine, but now there's a floating boat. No, it's a flying boat.
Sure, sure. Like
It's right there that they
seaplane.
can use
Basically, it's a
later.
seaplane.
It's a sea. So, anyways, they're all of them. They head back to Madame Lin's. All of them are being tailed by Ho Fang's guys, right?
Oh my gosh.
So they go to Madame Lin, knock at the door, right? They won't open the gate.
No.
Sorry,
Oh,
Madame Lin's not here.
wow.
So then they've got one car, and I remind people that seven investigators will not fit in one car. So three of them go to the hospital because one of them's blind.
That's right.
Three of them go to the hospital, and they're tailed by four cultists in a car, and the other four are walking to a restaurant in the old city to shake the other four cultists that are on their trail. And I ended the session by the four cultists following the four investigators on foot by them pulling out wicked looking sickles.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Arm removing sickles, I reminded the team.
That's fantastic. That sounds amazing. It sounds like we both had incredible sessions.
Very good. And again, it's the players, and I cannot say this enough. It is the players that make the game great.
It is. It totally is. I mean, again, they never do what you expect them to do, even if it is follow the plan that you had, right?
I love that the guy took the chance and poisoned himself.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been great. It's been a great run. Unfortunately, Matt, I am not going to be able to play again until the 11th of December, I believe. I believe that was the last date.
So we're playing that Friday. But I'm going to see if we can weasel 2 sessions in December. I'm going to see what the team is up to.
Yeah.
Although I've got to go to Mexico unexpectedly. Well, I should say I get to go to Mexico unexpectedly.
That's right. That's right.
But we'll work on that. Okay. We've gone way past our 22-minute mark. You're late for your date. We're going to be Bob is going to edit this tomorrow.
Yep.
We're going to get this on the channel. And if you come to PAX Unplugged, please, I've got some armchair keeper buttons floating around.
Yeah.
Get one for your friends, and come say hi.